So I'm out for a walk with my dogs again in my weighted vest and doing the stress hormesis without bundling up to come out here. It's not actually that cold today. I think it's +2. So, and I've just been thinking about the struggles, wanting to talk about the struggles of getting a small business off the ground. And one of them is just pricing. So in order to get my costs down, I need to get bulk pricing. But in order to get bulk pricing, you need to have, a turnover. Like minimum quantity orders for a lot of things is shockingly high. Like just the bags, if I want to get, the best price on the bags for a small quantity, what they consider a small quantity is $10,000. So right there, it's like, a $6,000 investment just for the bags. And another thing that has to be done is I have to get CFIA approval. So I met with the, what are they called? The Food Processors Association. That's a mouthful. The Food Processors Association, or processing place. Anyway, it's in Leduc, Alberta. And, I've seen the equipment. It's the place that I can go and rent and scale up, my first scale up. So from hand doing it myself here on the farm to doing it in a space where they can do a 400 kilogram batch, which will make me 900 bags. Whereas right now it took me like 2 or 3 days to make 100 by myself, or like by hand. I actually God bless them, I had a friend come and help me. So even with 2 of us doing it, it took 3 days. 1 whole day of me just putting labels on all of the bags, and then 2 days of him and I making packaging. So I want to move away from that hand doing it as quickly as possible. So in order to do that, I have to there's these letters that prove, supply chain. So I have to find my suppliers who are willing to deal with a small startup, which in itself is proving to be a little more difficult than I thought it could or would or should be. And then once I get those suppliers, I have to send these letters that show the supply chain. Obviously, this is food safety issue, so I get it. But it's just a hurdle. It's just, it's not a matter of, oh, I'd like to book that space and I get to go make my, 900 bags. No, there's months of legwork up front before I can even go there. The nice thing was I went there. It's a beautiful facility. Absolutely gorgeous. People are lovely, the people who work there. So I'm looking forward to actually, getting in there and getting my first 900 done. But, come on, girls. Hike. Come on. Yalla. There you go. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my first 900 done. I think that will be a massive milestone and super exciting. And, but yeah, it's going to take some time to get that in order. And they even want it for the bags. So I have to send it to whoever makes my bags. And I guess they have, that it's food safe bag, and they've got whatever they've got for the CFIA. But yeah, there's days when I think, oh, some days I wish I wasn't entrepreneurial and I just, could go get a job. And I some days think, oh, maybe I should just go get a job and an income and give up on this dream. But I kind of can't give up on this dream. I really think I have something here. And I just gotta figure out how to get it off the ground. And that's partly why I come out here on these walks, the forest walks. I love being out here with my dogs. And I love, as if you've watched other videos, I love seeing the tracks in the forest and sort of reading the story of who's been out here. I won't do that today, but I am walking past mice, squirrel, rabbit, deer, prints. They're all over the forest, even places where deer have eaten the snow, bedded down. All of that is super interesting and relaxing for me. Another one of the big issues is, I mean, here I am in Alberta, land of beef, and most of the products are all, you know, they're all in Ontario. I would have thought that it would be easier to find, you know, things like beef collagen and gelatin and stuff like that right here in Alberta, and it doesn't seem to be. So it's another unfortunate reality that it's adding to the cost. So not only am I struggling to find, you know, a startup or a company that's willing to work with a startup company like myself, but then on top of it, I've got to add shipping to get it here from Ontario. So if anybody's listening and they know of suppliers for whole milk powder or gelatin that's actually in Alberta, please let me know. And honestly, starting the cookie company is a little bit insane because you know, now the hard work starts. There's my girls. The hard work starts in the sense that, you know, now I've got to actually figure out how to source stuff. And go on, Tilly. So now I've got to figure out how to source stuff and get the best pricing. I've got to try and get margins that are, you know, going to actually make this a viable business. And also had to, you know, work with a designer. Oh, thank you, Sherry. And develop the package. And, you know, you'd think you could just, a lot of people say, oh, I just do ChatGPT, they can do it for you. Well, they could, but there's things that, you know, the finessing that a real designer does that, you know, the AI just can't. There's also the knowledge about the requirements for packaging and so forth that, again, the AI doesn't necessarily account for. So yeah, that took, you know, I don't even know how long, God bless her, she's quick, but probably 6-8 weeks, something like that. And, you know, an investment. So there's that. And then, you know, I've already ordered 1,000 bags, just the plain, I think they call it craft kind of bags. So trying to keep costs down for the initial launch. Another thing that maybe people don't think of like this, the first couple of launches won't necessarily make me money because I'm already in the hole for, you know, the designer, the labels, the bags, the ingredients, and so forth. And then going to a couple markets. Markets don't necessarily make you money. You pay for tables. And honestly, some days I think it's just the people who put on the markets that make the money. So yeah, there's all kinds of costs. And for me, I live like 5.5 hours away from Edmonton, which is the nearest realistic market. So gas, overnighting, etc. All of these things cost a lot of money before you've even sold one bag of product. And just sniffing, Julie. Whew. It's a hard workout.